Hey, there's a new event in Raid. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, and you must do this if you can figure out the energy. This is an early game account changer. If you want to start this game, or start a free-to-play account, or just restart the game, we've got the best ways to do so. We've got over $200 in free value. You can get a triple legendary start by using my code in the description of this video, and in 7 days, you're going to get the legendary Xenomorph, who is absolutely awesome. But that's not where we are right now, right? Like, that's not what this video is about. What this video is about is this summon pool. That's absolutely insane. I want you to look at these odds. That's a 6% chance of a legendary and a 94% chance of an epic. That's obviously absolutely huge percentages compared to what we usually get in Raid Shadow Legends. So, like, you're probably going to end up, there's a way to get a free one. I'll show you later. There's a way to get a free pull for this. It's going to take a lot of energy. That's why it's like an if. But if you can get that energy, I strongly urge you to do it. Let's take a look at the cards you're likely to get. You're likely to get an epic, right? Zargala is fine. This is not a special hero, right? It's got a weaken debuff, a crack armor skill. If target of attack attacks 2 enemies 2 times, this is one of the worst options that you can get. So you don't really want Zargala. Okay, fine. We're a little sad. Thalyssa, again, not really great. So, oh no, why am I suggesting we do this? Okay, Sinesha. Sinesha's decent. Sinesha's a good hero. I have that one. So, Ascended Skill attacks all enemies, extra hit and that's with 50% HP after the first hit. Wave Killer attacks one enemy, puts target skill on cooldown, heals the ally below its HP by 25%. You love that. Cooldown on every enemy skill, equalizes the HP of all allies. Equalize AP is so frustrating for opponents. Then heals that target ally by 10% of their max HP. You love to see it, along with a little faction crit. So decent little hero. Nothing's amazing. Oh wait, here's a great hero. Sepulture Sentinel attacks on any 40% chance of decreased attack. If you're struggling for clan boss, decreased attack is one of the ways to do it, and it's on the one with no cooldown. You can get it up to a 50% chance, 60% chance, which is great. 60% increased defense stuff, you love it, and a block debuff on all allies for 2 turns. Block debuff is huge. You love it. I have this one. Has a 20% chance of completely blocking damage when an ally is attacked. Occurs once per turn. That's just a passive. It's just a passive. Will occasionally just block a big attack for you. And then a decent ally defense in all battles. What's really great here is we need a block debuff for our account. We need a decreased attack for our account. Sepulture Sentinel takes care of both of those for us. Okay, what else we got? Rector Drath, one of the best heroes in the game. Oh, is that all? One of the best healers in the game. Another decreased attack on an A1. This one we can get up to 2 attacks, right? We have 40, 45, 50, 50% chance, but it's 2 hits, so you get a really good shot at getting that. She's got a great heal with a perfect veil. You love to see it. And another perfect veil with a revive and 60% and fills the turn meter. That's amazing. This hero is incredible. Resistance we don't care about. Oh, by the way, anyone that's under a veil, whenever they get a turn, they're healing 10% of their max HP. And it's increasing the resistance of allies if by resistance by 50% if they're under veil or perfect veil. She's amazing. She's one of the best epic ways to get a veil. Neldor, okay, not amazing. Neldor's not amazing, but I have Neldor too. But if you're struggling with Fire Boss, and when you get to Fire Boss hard, you need a freezer. Attacks 3 times at random, each has a 30% chance of placing a freeze. And again, we can get that up to, since it's 3 times, we can get that up to 40%, hitting 3 times with enough accuracy. We're gonna get that freeze off, and we're gonna have a Fire Boss killer. We can also do a 30% decreased speed for 2 turns. Decreased speed is huge. Heals the Neldor. Again, love to see it. And then the first and second hit, 50% chance to place a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. Again, decreased attack is amazing. 4-time attack, which means that we have at least some use for this. 3 times, 4 times, at least some use for this in the one that you have to break the shield of. The name now escapes me. But in the boss that you have to break the shield of, we got Fire Knight use. Neldor is really, really great for clearing new content. Okay, what about Mordecai? Attacks one enemy, 30% chance of decreasing hardest turn meter. Okay, you like that. And then 60% chance of decreasing turn meter if they're under a burn. Huh, how do we get a burn? Oh, 75% chance of decreasing turn meters of all enemies. Again, really good. Fills all by 15. That's basically the one of the best skills on Deacon, minus the extra turn. And then we have 75% chance of HP burn for 2 turns. What's our cooldown on that? Just a 4. So, right? So we need another burner. If we get another burner, this is going to be absolutely incredible. So we get this burn, and then we can do extra things with it. Nice accuracy buff. Mordecai is a nice way to do a lot of damage if you have some burners. Okay, what about Mist Rider Deity? Not a real good one. Another, like, semi-miss. Fine. We're not doing great. Lady Quillen. Oh, That's another miss. Oh, wait, no, it's not, because this is a required hero for Lady Mikage, one of the easiest to get free mythics in the game. You're going to need this for a fusion, which means that this is all of a sudden incredible. Same thing is true of Fergun Isbale. This is the one I really want because this gets me so close. Fergun Isbale is an okay hero that gets you, again, closer to that amazing hero. Okay, Ilsania, hey, another one. That's 3 possible heroes that get you closer to Lady Mikage. Husk? Okay, cool. So Husk is a provoker, amazing once you start your Hydra journey, which I still haven't. I've got to finish my Husk. All enemies, 35% chance of a stun. Love to see it. Oh wait, that's a max HP attack. 5-turn, 4-turn cooldown, so not the best cooldown, but still a max HP attack. And then this one is based on my own HP. You love to see it. So we have 2 great attacks from Husk and a provoke. Geomancer is one of the best, the very best account changers you can get. He is the ultimate boss killer of this game because you have the Quicksand Grass, depletes the target's turn meter. This is my favorite hero in the game, by the way. Puts a burn and a 25% weaken. Once they get the burn, they then, sorry, where is it? Here. The passive is decrease all damage by all allies by 15% and deflects that damage onto any enemy under a burn placed by this champion. Yeah, that's a game changer for bosses. That just does so much damage to bosses. We talked about Fear Gun. Then we have Doom Priest, who is amazing. Doom Priest passive is why. Just casually heal all allies for 7% of their AP and removes 1 debuff from the start of this champion's turn. Great. You don't want to get stunned by the clan boss. Take care of that. Just anyone that's going to put 1 really annoying stun on you, Doom Priest is amazing. Decent otherwise, right? You're not sad to get a crit rate boost. You're not sad to get a 50% increased attack, but she's really here for that passive. I want Doom Priest pretty bad. Burungiri is decent, just a good little extra card, another extra provoker, stunner, can strengthen and shield. Just a decent hero. Nothing amazing, but still one you're not sad to have. And then another one I really want is Aux the Remember. Aux is poison, nice to have access to. A heal, nice to have access to. Heals extra by debuffs. And then 50% decrease attack on all enemies. You love to see it. 75% chance of decreasing each turn meter by 20%. Places a 30% crit rate debuff. So it's just insane survivability. And then, this is the big one. Increase the duration of 2 random debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn when attacked occurs once per hit. Great. So every time he's hit, he's increasing the debuff on opponents' characters. There's so many ways that works. And then finally, we're on to the legendaries, right? All right, Mid-Alicia Thrall Mother is supposed to be insane. I don't have this one. So 20% weaken for 2 turns. You love that on an A1. Nice, easy way to keep survivability on an A1. Attack all enemies, removes all buffs from all enemies before attacking. 70% chance of block buffs and 60% chance of decreased defense on all enemies. Yeah, you'll take that. Huge buff for your team. Revives all dead allies with 50% HP and turn meter. If all other allies are dead, 75 and 75. And reduces their cooldown. Also increases the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2. By the way, fills the champion's turn by 20% whenever an ally dies, heals the champion by 20% of their max HP whenever they attacked by an enemy under a pain link, places a pain link on enemies who deal 25% more with their single skill. Disgusting. Thrall Mother is disgusting. What about Vaultkeeper Wixwell? Oh, just one of the best heroes in the game, right? Each hit has a 40% chance of a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Great. If the target is a boss, increase to 80%. Oh, so provokes bosses. Amazing. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of a 50% decreased attack for 2 turns. Also increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. Amazing. Then increase the value of all shields on allies. The value of each shield is increased proportional to the total number of buffs which they had their duration increased. Again, utterly insane. Places 2 intercept. Also plays 6% increased defense, buff, and shield on all allies. The value of the shields proportional to champion's defense. And finally, at the start of each round, places a counterattack buff on the champion 1 turn. This buff can't be removed. At the end of the turn, place a counterattack buff on the champion's turn. Place a counterattack on them for 1 turn. Holy crap. I want Wixwell so bad. Then we've got Pythion. Whatever, Pythion's just a fine legendary. Nothing amazing, right? A little heal, a little remove all debuffs from all allies. Again, we're happy to have that. Revive with 50 turn meter and 25% strength and keep them alive. Allies receive 5 less damage from skills for each buff on them, so if you can get a bunch of buffs, this is going to work amazingly, but it's not a great hero. Brava? Okay, Brava's great. Attacks one enemy, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. This effect cannot be resisted to champions under 3 or more debuffs. Gross. A big healer, that big 25% heal, plus 60% increased defense and 30% increased speed on all allies. Yeah. 100% HP revived with 50% turn meter and resets their cooldowns on the 4 turn. And then start of each champion's turn transfers 1 debuff from each ally to this champion, so that works with the 1. Then increase ally speed in all battles by 20%. In all battles. We have Sanguinaria, who's fine. She's the most recent fusion, or second most recent fusion, third most recent fusion. The first fusion I got. She's a really good PvP damager. Fine to have her. Blockade is sort of awesome. He's got a little freeze, that's nice. What he really is a very, very reliable Veil. That's going to give you increased attack because of his passive. Anyone under Perfect Veil gets extra attack. His Perfect Veil, and fill his ally turn meter. Plus, this is also 50% increased attack. They get 60% increased attack, and revives all the allies with 40% and 25%, and you can make that cooldown 4 again. This is one I have that I really love. Blockade is an S tier hero. We've got First X Tagoar, who I recently pulled just messing around. First X Tagoar is a big extra damage dealer, like a wave clear, one enemy 2 times. Then all enemies, damage inflicted by the skill increase 10% for each buff. Decrease the cooldown if the attack kills an enemy. If the attack kills 2 enemies, you get an extra turn. And then this one is attacks one enemy 2 times before attacking, plays a 50% attack and 30% damage for 2 turns. Ignore shield, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. So all these extra turns. Each extra turn increases their crit damage by 10% up to 50, also gives them 5% defense. And then finally, increases all ally attack by 30. Just a big old attacker. Not something I need right now, but again, not something I'm sad to have. And then finally, we have Dune Herald Zaharis, which is just like silliness. 70% chance of stealing 15% of target's turn meter. Great. Has a 1 attacks one enemy before attack 75% of stealing all buffs from target enemy. Amazing. Applies buff spread, putting all those on all allies, and then blocks buffs on the enemy. Insane. It places 1 intercept stack, also block debuff and 30% increased speed buff on all allies. Broken hero, Dune Herald Zaharis. So at the start of the round, plays 50% increased accuracy buff on all turns. And then finally an increased speed in all battles. So what we're seeing here, and then obviously if you spend money and get to like 40, you get a guaranteed Predator. And Predator is nice, but like he's somewhere in the middle of the pack as far as legendaries. What we're really seeing is a 94% chance at like getting a really good epic. Usually you have like a really low chance of epic. And like we kill for double legendary chances to get a 20% legendary, sorry, a 2% legendary chance, right? This is a 6% legendary chance. That's great. I'm going to actually buy one. I'm going to buy one and open after this video, and I'll show it to you. But in addition, what we're going to look at right now, we're just going to take a quick look, right? A legendary, a super expensive shard. Okay, fine. Sacred shards have a 6% chance of legend. Sacred shards have the same thing, 94% and 6%. So it's like the same as using a sacred shard, and it's super expensive. But meanwhile, a primal is a lovely 1 to 2%. Void, 0.5 to 1%. Look at the chances. Look at the difference in chance. We're basically getting sacred shard value out of this summon pool. I think the summon pool is ultimately, fundamentally, must do. So get yourself ready. I think that you're going to want to do this. And just in case you're wondering, you're like, how can I do this? I'm not spending money. I'm free to play. Well, we have an answer for that too. Right here. We have a Gear Ascension tournament. And I've already started. I'm going to go to sleep. That's why I've got 1,000 energy right now, if you noticed. You can get the free 40. You can get a free pull. It's going to cost you, I believe, like 3,000 energy to get this 6,900. I'm going to get that 6,900, friends. And in the process, I'm probably going to get myself an extra ancient shard for later. And if I'm lucky, I'll get this extra artifact chest. But what I really, really want is I want that 40. I want that free pull. So I'm going to be going for it. I don't know if you are. Don't do the soul chase, by the way. Usually this has a double soul that goes with it, and it doesn't this time. But it does come with these books, so it's really, really hard to like not do this. But don't. Seriously. Like just hold off. Resist. Wow, look at this person going all in right away. But only 279 even going all in. This is just going to be a huge pain in the ass, and I don't urge you to do it. Although, like, these rewards are good enough that if you're just sitting on them, I don't hate it. But, like, be careful. Be very, very careful before you do this. You do, however, I think, want to do this. You do want that pull, because you can get an account-changing hero if you're remotely early game. And now, we're going to grab a quick little thing, and we're going to do one pull. So let's just do 2 pulls right now. See what we get. Boom. 1. One we have. 2. Hey, we got Feargun Isabel. Great. I'm perfectly happy with that. That is worth my money, because what we're going to see now, before we go run a bajillion, 1,000 energy worth of that event, is we're going to hit Fusion. We're going to look right here. We now have Feargun Isabel. We are now 2 away. We are that Endalia. We are Endamoonbeam, who I sold like an idiot. If I'm waiting months for Endamoonbeam, I'm going to be so pissed. But we are 2 away. Endalia and Endamoonbeam, if we get both of them, we can start building toward Lady Mikage. It'll probably take a couple of weeks, right? Because we still have to get all these up. We still have to do all these Ascension things. So like there's a bunch to do, right? But yeah, we're close. I'm excited. Let's go. Raid Shadow Legends, babies. Don't forget to download the game. You'll have a great time. Peace!